I'm Michael,
And I'm Mason, and this is Shrimpt Fried Rice.
and today we are going to try to talk about water flavorings, my workplace, and maybe some other things afterwards.
All right, let's get into it.
On the topic of water flavorings, I got this meal water. It's sweet tea flavored, and it tastes like actual sweet tea, which is the best part.
Well,
And
and
it's
the thing, Michael. I think you told me about this sweet tea flavoring thing a couple of days ago, and I just haven't mentioned it until now. The idea of flavoring water sweet tea just sounds very odd. Like, why can't you just make your own sweet tea?
Yeah, like it's as simple as that. Just like put leaf in water and call it a night.
Yeah, the whole idea of flavoring the water to taste like tea just sounds very interesting to me.
I mean it tastes good. It's not that it tastes
Mhm.
bad. It tastes good. It's just it's not real tea, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, does it?
I mean, I've never had any of the like flavor. I've never had flavored water.
Really?
Nope, I have never had flavored water. And to be quite to be quite shrimp with you, Michael, if I say so, I'm actually more of a coffee person rather than a tea person. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry. It's
No,
just
this is all
I'm
right.
just
You
being
know
the truth.
what? We're debating this down below. Comment down below. Are you a tea person or are you a coffee person?
I'm very
Yeah.
interested actually.
Yeah, I want to know what the demographics are for this.
I feel like it's
Um,
gonna be tea, and I'm gonna be really disappointed in my
yeah,
audience.
like tea is just better. Like universally, it is better in every way.
You're not British. You're an American.
It is easier to make. It tastes better. It doesn't hurt when you drink it. It doesn't taste like bean dirt water.
Okay, at least my doesn't taste like grass. Okay.
Well, you know what? Grass flavor is good. So, how about that?
Okay then. All right, there, buddy.
I feel like I
We're mo- we're we're moving into scary
this is
territory.
like disputed territory
Yes,
that
quite
will divide
truly.
us if we keep going.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wanna. Tea is better. Like
It's just not.
coffee. Like
No.
like every company claims like, oh, this coffee tastes so rich and earthy. We even have like donut shop roast. It all tastes the same. I've had
No.
coffee. I've had a lot of coffees. They all taste the same.
No. I think if anybody in the comments does agree that coffee is better, I think they're going to be very hurt by what you just said.
And you
Coffee
know what?
tastes very different in many different ways.
I'll be a
Michael.
$1.50 with you. I don't care because tea is better.
I know.
Undoubtedly.
I won't lie. I won't lie. I'm kind of a weird coffee drinker anyway, because I like coffee black. I like my coffee black, without tons of sugar. And now I'll take it with sugar and stuff, but I also don't mind it black, which is kind of weird, especially for our age. But
And see,
whatever.
like that's the issue. Like tea, you don't even need. You don't even need any mix-ins, any milk, cream, sugar, anything, and
You know
it
what?
tastes good. It's
What's your
herbal.
opinion? What's your opinion on people that put milk in tea? Because that's like a thing.
I mean, I know people who do that. I've got nothing against them. Like you do whatever the heck you want. I don't care.
Oh, you know what? If those people are allowed to do whatever the heck they want, they should just pour the tea in the down the drain and get themselves some coffee.
Yeah, but like no, like that's not gonna happen. You know why? Because tea is better.
Oh well, it's hopeless.
So are you. I mean, no need to state the obvious there.
Do you have anything else to say about flavored water, the actual topic we
You
were
know,
gonna
we really
discuss?
did get off topic there, but you know it doesn't matter because this is our show.
Yeah.
Um, but like the flavored water, it's been getting me to drink a lot more water. Because
Mhm.
normally I'd go days like drinking maybe a total of like maybe at most a liter of water. But
I don't know if
now,
that's a lot or nothing.
imagine like the 2-liter Coca-Cola bottles, but
Well, I
half
know,
of that.
like, I know the size of a liter. I just don't know, like, is that like not
I
a lot?
mean,
I don't know.
I'm looking this up real quick because I feel like a liter isn't much. How much water should you drink
Can
a
something normally
day
like
in
measure that in ounces? Like how much you should
meters?
take
Yeah. So about for an average guy, 3.7 liters.
a day? Okay.
Yeah. So like I was only drinking like a liter a
Yeah.
day. I mean, I felt fine, but like it's good to have water. But with this flavoring, and it's like $2 a thing, 2 or 3 bucks a capsule, or not really a capsule, like a pod. You just squeeze out the liquid. It's been getting me to drink more. Like I've had 4, like 1 liter cups in the span of like I want to say 4 hours.
1 liter cups? No,
1 liter cups.
Michael, a cup and a liter are different measurements.
Cup is in like the item.
Yes, I understand.
But the only issue is some Mios, and a lot of them actually, like the Mio flavoring, do contain red 40 dye. Which, like, if you don't drink, or if you don't consume a lot of red 40, like, at once, and, like, within a short period of time, nothing's gonna happen. But if you like, consume too much red 40, the dye,
Then you
it can cause headaches and just, like, if you
Yeah,
have
I've
way
heard problems.
if you have way too much of it, you could possibly have heart problems.
I know I've heard there's a lot of other countries because quite frankly they're healthier than us.
Yeah.
They
That's
they don't do that because red 40 is banned. But
yeah. I mean the European Food and Drug thingy, whatever their
the off-brand FDA.
yeah, basically. Both the FDA and them agree that like red 40 is safe in like small to moderate doses. But once you like go past a certain limit, and I wouldn't recommend testing that limit, but if you go past too much of it, it will
Comment down
start causing
below if
headaches.
we should test that limit.
Yeah, comment down below.
I know that my mom, like, of course, like lives in the Middle East, and
Yeah.
and whenever she comes back home to the United States, since she was born here as well, whenever she comes back, she has to buy a bunch of stuff for some of the other people that she's friends with that live there because they can't get it there because they're not allowed to, import it, but you can bring it back yourself. So I know, like, she had, like, the last time she was here, she bought like a bunch of like Skittles and like random weird stuff that nobody would ever like actually just think, oh, let me go buy this in bulk.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of importing like goods, like let's say that might be a little confusing. Let me clarify. Like the idea of like a company importing their goods to like let's say an American company like Hershey tries to import to. Is there a country that's really against chocolate?
I don't know. It's chocolate.
Let's say Switzerland, because
Switzerland is really known for chocolate.
I know,
So I
but
guess
like,
they probably would be against American chocolate.
yeah, they'd be against like our crappy American chocolate.
Because it is pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, compared to real Swiss chocolate, it sucks.
Yeah.
I've had real Swiss chocolate and it's so good.
I've had chocolate when I was in Europe, and it's just so much better.
Yeah, like chocolate from anywhere outside the U.S. generally is gonna be better. Like I've had some, and I hate to say it, English chocolates from England.
Disgraceful.
They were honestly better, in my opinion. They were better than American chocolate. But like, they were good. I mean, I'm not complaining. Good chocolate, but.
And my thing is how is it that Europe has better chocolate than us when chocolate was found in the Americas?
Yeah, like that's the funny thing. They took our product and turned it against us.
Yeah.
It's it's sad, kind of.
But I mean, you're taking tea and loving it, and it's British.
Okay, well, shut up.
Well, it's not British, but
I mean, it's
everybody associates
mostly
it with Britain.
it's widely accepted as British,
Yes, yes.
but like chocolate is chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not. You can't really go wrong with chocolate, you know.
Yeah. I never really finished what I was saying about like goods being imported to like
Oh yes, continue.
yeah like in America like Hershey chocolate being imported to Switzerland. Like sure you can bring it back on a plane or a boat ride. Switzerland is landlocked, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah. So a plane ride. Um. If they like bring it back, like they have something tarnishing their chocolate in a way, because you're kind of disrespecting them by bringing in an outside good. Not like for some countries that just like don't allow many imports from outside countries, like they want to be self-sufficient, I guess, or they want to.
China, for example, does not take in a lot of like imports
Yeah.
from the U.S. Like
I feel like
they don't have Google. Google isn't a thing. Or
yeah.
even better example, North Korea especially does not take in imports.
Yeah, like they got nothing. Not much goes in. I doubt much goes out.
Yeah, I mean,
if anything.
like even like I remember, like 'cause I feel like it's a pretty common thing to know. Like even like jeans like aren't allowed there because they're considered American.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
you'll never see a picture of someone in North Korea wearing jeans. I've heard.
I don't think you're gonna see a picture of someone in North Korea. Period.
That's so real. Now there's a GeoGuessr location in North Korea. You know.
Really?
Mhm.
I'm assuming it's just like a main city.
Yeah, it's like a photosphere in front of like a government building. I think.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so that would make sense. I mean, it's a government building. Um. Yeah, like it's kind of funny, honestly. That's it. I refuse to elaborate. It's just kind of funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we were gonna discuss work. That's right.
Work. That's right. My workplace. I guess we've talked enough about drinks. All I'm gonna say is water.
Non-alcoholic ones, at least.
Oh, we'll get to that in another episode. But yeah, my workplace. I work at a pizza shop that will not be named. We serve basically, we serve a lot of pastas, subs, salads, pizzas.
So it's kind of like an Italian pizza delivery.
Italian-ish, yeah, like Italian, a small Italian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't complain about my pay because it's my only source of income.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have a raise, but I'm not complaining.
I think everybody wishes they could have a raise.
Yeah. But I enjoy the job wholeheartedly. I enjoy the work I do, which I know some people can't exactly say. So I feel lucky to have the job.
Yeah.
I've been there about 2 months now.
Hmm. Yes, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like I've been there long enough to enjoy the job and to get a feel for it. I did have a job before that I quit like within the first week, just because that. I just could not handle how much I had to do for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were asking too much of me for too long. Like yeah, it was a cashiering job, but I had to ring up so many different things. Like you would not believe, like lump crab meat. I had to handle seafood with gloves just to scan it. Like you can imagine, that's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I don't know what I would expect to do. Because I feel like there would be some weird things that you'd expect to do as a cashier or working at a grocery store, but I don't know.
I mean, I applied to my local Kroger, and I did manage to go in for an interview, but after the interview, they decided to tell me, "Oh yeah, we're not hiring for that position." Like, why wouldn't you tell me that in the first place?
That's pretty amusing.
Like they were only hiring for jobs that were 18 plus. like
Mm.
deli worker where you have to use those big slicing machines,
Yeah.
and restocker with heavy lifting because you know they want you to be 18 to sign a liability waiver for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, like I get that one, but like why interview me if you don't have space for me?
Yeah.
Like it's as simple as that. Just tell me beforehand.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, I feel like there's so much that like holds us back when you're like under 18 and want to have a job. It's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, kinda.
I would really like to have a job at like a music store or something like that. There's a pretty close music store that's like right next to one of my friends,
Yeah.
and and it's not very far away from where I am. I can walk there or I could just like run there real quick. Um,
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to apply.
yeah, and I don't know if they're accepting, like, I don't know if they're accepting people right now, but I'm sure they probably wouldn't be too upset if someone at least came to ask if they were hiring.
Yeah, I
But I think
mean,
they like just opened basically the beginning of the summer, so I know that they can't have like too much going on.
yeah, I think like if they just opened, because like I know not a lot of people are like so into music to where they would like work at a music store. 'Cause
Yeah,
That's
and
that's more
it's
of like
like
a part
guitar
time.
shop, I think.
Yeah, that's more of like a part time job.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Hey, I walk pack it. I walk past it every single day.
yeah.
If I go to like an area that I go pretty often. Um, and I swear, like every time I walk by there, I just have the inclination to just walk in with like a broom or something and say like, "Guys, I'm already cleaning the floor. You should just hire me right now."
I mean, it'd be a power move, but I bet they'd just kick you out.
I don't know what a business would do. Like imagine walking in with like a bunch of cleaning supplies and just start cleaning and then say, "Will you hire me?"
You know, I actually, a funny story. Where I work,
Mm,
currently, someone actually kind of like similarly tried something to that.
very
They
interesting.
they
Care to
walked in
elaborate?
with a bottle of Windex and a rag, and they just started wiping down our door. And then they were
Mm,
done. And when they were done, they said, "Can I have a job application and also $5 for my work?" I said, "No, sir, I can't do that. I'm sorry. You'd have to talk to a manager." And then he didn't even like say, "Oh yeah, can you just get a manager?" No, he just walked out. He said, "Darn."
that is such a power move, though.
Either he was fishing around for some cash, or he just
Five
like
bucks?
wanted a
That's
job.
like not bad. Like $5 is not that much. So like if someone was
Yeah,
willing to be hired for that just to do that, like hey, might as well.
yeah, like no point in not.
Mm. Any money is any money. I'll take it.
Yeah. Um, but the fact that he just showed up asking for like money just because he wiped down our door and just the door. There's a lot of windows, like, or
Mm.
well, there's like a few big windows sitting where he cleaned. He just wiped down one window and called it a night, and like asked for $5, and then he looked genuinely disappointed when we didn't give him money, because like you can't just show up and do that.
That's very amusing.
Like power move, yeah, but
I
that's
feel like I wouldn't even know how to react in that situation. I mean, I probably would just be like, no, you cannot have money.
yeah. But like unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, I have to be like respectful and be all customer servicey in that,
Mm.
because like as much as my managers do not care, they are great people. I like every single one of my managers.
Yeah.
Um, they they like they really don't care much for the customer service thing, but they still like would rather us do it so we get more business.
Hmm.
And the tips reflect that. Like, um,
They don't care if I, yell at the customers, throw food at them. It's just, part of business.
Yeah, I mean that's the unfortunate thing about working like some kind of customer service job.
Mm.
You kind of just have to sit there and take it if anyone like complains.
Yeah.
But what's nice about where we live, and one of my coworkers, a delivery driver, informed me of this. I don't know if it's a law or not, or an ordinance or something. But if you're working customer service and someone like curses like, and the curse is aimed at you rather than just like a general curse,
Mm-hmm.
you are allowed to either deny them service or just hang up the phone on them, whichever is applicable.
Huh. I did not know that.
And I've actually had to do that before.
Very interesting.
Like he was like, I mean, dude, like you freaking piece of shot. Uh,
Shot. Piece of shrimp. Oh my gosh.
you freaking piece of shrimp. Except the actual curse words.
Yeah.
It wasn't as vile as that, but like I'm just like kind of exaggerating for dramatic purposes.
Mm.
And he like I told him this was over the phone. I said, "Have a good day, sir," and I just slammed it down with just the biggest smile on my face because I get to check that off my work bucket list.
Michael, your whole entire job just sounds like full of power moves. I think I might have to apply.
It in a way it kind of is, but also like I like the job and I like the
Mm.
flexibility and like the lenience with all of it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Working a job, I just feel like I've okay. Here's I've I've always told people this. I don't know,
Yeah.
just something about me. I never want to have a job where I work in fast food. This just does not sound fun to me.
I mean I told myself that, but here we are.
Yeah. And you know what? I probably wouldn't actually mind working fast food that much. I just really don't want to. I don't know. I'm a pretty antisocial person. Like if you put me in a crowd of people, I'll talk and I'll be happy, all that. But I don't need to see people I know often. Um if I
Yeah.
can get a job, I want to get a job at the most undesirable desirable place. Like I'll work at like a bookstore so that I know I'll never have to see someone from school.
And like you said, a music store, because like who is
Yes, I
going
know
to go
nobody
out of
from
their
our school
way?
that I'm just going to see in a random music
I
store.
mean, you might see me, but
That's true. Well, in a record shop. Yeah.
in a record store. I mean, I also like, well, maybe not like an actual like physical play your own music store, like a
Yeah, because
guitar shop.
the one I was talking about is a guitar shop, so
Yeah, like
probably
not
not
not like
that.
a Sam Ash, but more like just a random like one-off vinyl shop.
Hmm. I mean, hey, I would love to work at a vinyl shop too. I
I mean,
mean,
it sounds like
we could
fun.
talk about that. Because
We
that's
could.
kind of somewhat interesting. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of like how music is sold and produced these days, and the fact
Hmm.
that it's been the same for like what 70, 80 years.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, cause when was the vinyl record created?
Um, I have absolutely no clue, but probably a pretty like
I
long
learned
ways
this in
ago.
history. I should know this.
Yeah, you should. I don't know.
Well,
I would guess like
let me look it up.
I feel like it's either gonna be something like really long ago or like really.
I
I feel
want
like
to
I'm
say
just
it was
guessing
like
like 20s or something like that. I don't
yeah,
know.
I was right, the 30s. I was
Yeah,
about to
20s
say
or
like
30s. That's what I was.
sometime around the
Yeah,
30s,
I was thinking somewhere around there because I'm thinking kind of like
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 when the
somewhere around
phonograph.
broadcasting stuff.
Yeah, just like the phonograph when it was
Yeah, that's
created.
kind of what I was thinking. I'm thinking just like oh the 20s. It's like the Roaring 20s. So maybe they're like
Yeah,
physically roaring with the music. I think that would also actually make sense because I think the first electric guitar was in the 30s, and same with bass and stuff.
yeah, yeah. The first electric guitar was the
Like
30s or
30,
the 40s, I
yeah,
think.
I think it's like 30. No, I don't want to say that because I'm gonna be wrong and it's gonna be embarrassing.
Eh,
I mean, it's whatever. But yes, I would love to work at a place where I don't have to see anybody, like a vinyl store or a music store.
yeah, like that's fun.
My whole entire life like revolves around music, and I'm very happy that I got to bring you to that vinyl store
Yeah,
and
I
show you
enjoyed
around.
that. That was
What was that?
fun.
Mhm.
Like, I still actively play the vinyl that I bought, even though
Yeah.
it's a Christmas vinyl. Like, I don't care. It's a fun listen.
Hmm. Hey, I listen to vinyls on my record player all the time.
Yeah.
Most days I listen to music on the
Yeah,
vinyl.
yeah. You've told me like you have it like running majority of the day.
Yeah, I would have it running right now if we weren't
Yeah,
doing this.
I'd honestly have mine going too.
Yeah. I just now I was listening to a record by The Nerves, which is kind of annoying to me. I'm not gonna lie,
Does it get
cause
on your nerves?
yes they did. No, I'm just kidding. On Spotify, I don't know why, and I even looked it up like a week later because I figured nobody would be talking about it since they're not like super well known or anything. So
Yeah.
I looked it up to try and find out what had happened because all of a sudden they just all of their music just got like deleted or not even like deleted off of Spotify. It was just like blacklisted basically. Like you could see it,
Oh.
but if you clicked on it, just nothing would play.
Huh.
Like it just wouldn't take you to music. Um, and I was just like so confused. And then I don't know, maybe like a month or two later, all of a sudden, about half of the songs on their album, because they only produced one album, only like half of the songs on the album were just magically back up on Spotify, and I still don't know what happened to the other half.
I mean, best just to not question and just to be
Yeah,
happy.
and I'm honestly pretty happy I have the vinyl because it's like now that I can't listen to it on Spotify, I don't feel like listening to it on like YouTube or something else, so I can just listen to it on vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, like having things on vinyl is great because you're not restricted.
Hmm.
You're restricted by the the quality of the record, like how good of
Hmm.
condition it is, and also if you have a record player.
Hey, I have a like first edition copy of an album by The Clash, and it's probably the one of the coolest records that I have.
Really
Hmm. Combat
nice.
Rock. The
That's cool.
I'm everybody's probably heard the song like "Should I Stay or Should I Go."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that
everyone
album.
has.
I have that album, and I have a first edition copy of it.
Cool.
Hmm.
I mean, I would buy more vinyls and I would invest more into like my listening music if they weren't so expensive.
They are. They're really expensive, and I feel like I'm kind of annoyed that they're expensive because I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of people that go to buy vinyls just to like hang them up on the wall or something. Now I don't know. I can't talk for other people because
yeah.
I don't want to assume, but I
I know
just
you
kind
can
of feel
make.
like a lot of people do that and like, come on, guys, you're squandering my ability to buy music and actually listen to it.
I know you can. I know you can. What's it called? Make your own vinyl. I found a website that does it
Hmm. Hmm.
for like $60 for like 10 songs.
Yeah,
Like that's a pretty good deal.
and you know what? I actually thought about it because I don't
Yeah.
know exactly how their system works. Like, if I have to give them a specific song that already exists and they'll turn it into a vinyl, or if I can just give them audio, like an MP3, send it to them, and then they can make it into a vinyl. Because if I can just give them an MP3, that'd be really cool. Because
Yeah.
like I make music with a couple of my friends pretty often. I mean,
Oh,
I
cool.
wouldn't say we're like a band, but like we make music often, and it would be cool if we could record like an actual song and have an album. Like I have an album that just nobody else in the world has. That would be cool.
That honestly sounds like it'd be really cool.
Hmm. I
Like
just imagine, Michael, you're at Christmas and you're like, let me put on the vinyl, and you go up and you put it on, and it's just like it's just a full album of you doing covers of Christmas songs or something.
I've always wanted to do that. Just make covers of Christmas songs.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Hey, Michael, when we're around each other, I will gladly be willing to write covers of Christmas songs with you.
If you do the music, I'll do the vocals. Because I was a choir kid in middle school, as you know.
Yes, I was a choir kid in elementary school, but my voice has changed enough that I can't
Yeah.
really do it anymore.
I mean, like, I think everyone was a choir kid in elementary school. I don't know about your elementary school, but mine, for fifth grade, you had to do chorus as like one of your
I was
activities that
told
you did.
that when I transferred to this county, I was told that you guys had to do it in elementary school, and that always just shocked me. It was not required at our school. It was an after school thing that you just did if you wanted to.
Huh.
You had to try out for it, but you just did it if you felt
So
like
you
it.
had like actual like vocal auditions.
Yes, yes. It
That's
was
kind
like
of funny.
so it wasn't like one on one auditions. It was mostly like you'd go in
Like
there and it
group.
was just kind of like if your voice just didn't work with the choir, then you just be like recommended to not be there. Is basically what they did.
Recommended.
Yeah, that's at least what I remember it being like. Um, so it wasn't really that strict, but it was
Yeah.
definitely like it wasn't just like everybody had to do it. No, it was something that you specifically wanted to do.
You know, for us, everyone had to do it.
Mm. See,
Now,
that just seems crazy to me.
I was considered, not to toot my own horn, but a lot of my classmates considered me one of the better singers in the
Oh,
group,
nice.
maybe among the top. And I like to think that's true because like
Mm.
I'm proud of my singing voice. I think I
You've
have a
got a
good
good
one.
voice, yeah.
I can do a good bass. I can do male tenor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can really do. I can work my falsetto, so I can kind of do a soprano one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
mostly an alto one though. Sometimes I'll do bass or tenor,
yeah.
but you
See,
know.
the reason that I was in the choir was because I could sing like well really high. Actually, when I was
Yeah,
younger.
same. When I started
Um.
in middle school, that's what I was. I was soprano one.
Yeah, exactly. Um. Now since my voice has changed so much, like I definitely could not get
Yeah,
away with it.
like
But
you could
like
probably run a
looking
good
back at
tenor.
videos, I can understand it.
Yeah,
But
I mean you strike me as a tenor.
I think no, right now I think I am a tenor.
Yeah,
Now, but
I mean if you
I don't
tried,
think
you
I'm
could
in.
probably be bass as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
you
don't
know,
know. I don't like sing. That's
yeah,
that's another person in our in like the group that I was talking about. That's another person's job. I play bass and I play guitar, and that's about it.
yeah. I mean if you ever need some like some some just like one
Vocal
off
lessons or something.
one off vocals, you know, let
Mm-hmm.
me know. I can record a little something for you.
We'll keep that in mind.
Or you know like tips on how to improve your voice and how to sound better, you know, I got those too. I learned that stuff.
Professionally in school.
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love.
Yep.
You know, that was kind of. I always thought that was strange. It was funny to me that like in this county, that people were required to play music. Because the county that I went to originally, that I grew up in, my whole like, well,
Yeah.
early years, you know,
Yep.
was a pretty poor county. Not very much money. Everybody knows it's a poor county, especially in the one that especially compared to the one that we're in now.
Yeah.
Um, but their music, they always just had a really good music program. It was just kind of funny, and because here you don't start actual instruments until sixth grade. Um, in
Really.
Yeah, except for like I think didn't you guys do ukuleles in elementary school? I don't remember.
We did recorders,
Recording.
harmonicas. We did have ukulele, but that was like after school optional.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So in our school, we started recorders in first grade.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
and
same
we
here.
had ukuleles from second to I think second and third grade we had ukuleles, and then fourth grade it was kind of an optional thing. Um, that you did ukuleles, but our like actual like instruments stuff starts in fourth grade. So you could be in orchestra or you could be in band in fourth grade, or we actually had harp as well, which is I always thought was like even then I thought that was
Really?
strange because I was like
Wow.
harp for like this poor of a school.
I would have loved to learn how to play the harp.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't choose harp.
Yeah.
I was like already rooted in cello enough that I didn't want to play that many more. Like I didn't want to like take on having to learn and practice a whole nother instrument at the time because I was like
Yeah.
I'd already learned cello, and then of course I was doing ukulele because it was required in second and third grade, and then I also was just one of those people that did it in fourth grade and fifth grade. And then, we had talked about before, I was doing it in choir as well. I was like, I can't
Yeah.
handle doing another instrument right now. So
You know, your school, your elementary school, sounds so much cooler.
I feel like because we're just like the difference in county was like yours was a lot more stricter. I feel like
We were stricter,
is what
and I think we just had a little more funding, but it was towards other things rather than
yeah,
arts.
a lot more. I think it was a lot more focused on education than like
Yeah, like
extracurricular stuff.
I think our county has like a huge focus on education over anything else. Like
Yeah.
yeah, the arts and that like we have good programs for that where we go now, but like
Hmm.
we could have more.
Definitely.
More towards it.
Hmm.
I mean, you get what I mean with that.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean.
Yeah. Like I'm
The
not complaining though.
yeah. I so very distinctly remember in elementary school, we had like specialties or resources we called them, right?
Yeah.
And I remember everybody had certain ones that just nobody didn't like, and then there were some that everybody hated. Which was always really funny. Nobody liked Spanish. Um, Everybody loved art.
I
Uh,
can imagine.
yeah. You know what's funny is we're actually well, I don't want to say that. We're we're actually associates with the daughter of my kindergarten and first grade Spanish teacher.
Really?
Hmm. Um,
Huh. You're gonna
and
have to tell me
I didn't
after.
even know that that was. I didn't realize that it was. Um, I didn't realize that it was their mother until we were in middle school, and I wasn't even in the county anymore.
You're gonna have to tell me who that is after this episode.
Yeah, I will.
Because unless you've already told me, I don't know who.
Hmm.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, there was. I remember in fourth grade, and was it fourth grade? No, yeah, it had to be fourth grade. Um, yeah, in fourth grade we had this Spanish teacher, this male Spanish teacher that nobody liked, except because he was. I won't flat out. He was kind of a jerk to everybody, from what I remember. Um,
Really?
and he only liked this one kid, and the only reason he liked the kid was because the kid already spoke Spanish, and because his parents were Mexican.
Ah.
Or maybe if his parents were Mexican, like his mother was Mexican, I think. Um, and, and so he spoke Spanish, and so he only liked this one kid, and, and I remember we ended up getting him fired. Or not
Really?
fired. We ended up making him quit. Oh, like he got
That's
so pissed
great.
at our school at our class that he ended up quitting.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's great. That's hilarious.
Which, you know what reminds me, we gotta, you know, I'm not gonna talk anymore about Spanish. We gotta have a whole entire separate episode on Spanish because boy, do I have some stories about
Especially
Spanish teachers.
that one fill-in,
That
that one
one,
board sub.
yes, villain. That is the most the psycho villain is all I can say
You
for
know,
that.
while we're still on the topic of school, a certain person who went to your elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yes.
uh, she told me about your principal and how like he was a really nice guy, but he was
Everybody loved our principal. I loved him.
very strict. Like if he walked into the room, everyone would sit up straight.
Yep. Yep. But he was
Yeah,
great. Everybody loved him too.
yeah. He sounds like a great guy. I would have loved to have him as my principal. Like
He was
someone
awesome.
someone who
He
means
left in fourth grade,
business.
and it was really sad.
Aw, that's tragic.
I actually saw him I saw him a couple of years ago. I was just like, my dad and I were driving down the street, and we saw him. He was like on a walk.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool.
He was super nice. He was one of those people that like I think he pretty much knew everybody in our class level, by name.
When someone can do that, and I'm assuming there was at least like 100 of you, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't
Around,
know,
maybe
but
around.
yeah,
Like rough estimate, let's say like 90 per elementary school class.
yeah, there were yeah, that makes sense. That makes about sense. There were four
Yeah.
classes per grade level, basically.
And you generally
Um,
have like
so
25
if
to
there's
30
like
kids.
25 kids, that would make
Yeah.
sense.
At my elementary school, we had like 5 to 6 classes per grade.
Hmm.
It was we were loaded. We had a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Um,
I never even really thought about that. I think every single year it was four teachers exactly.
really.
Huh. Except for my fifth grade year, we had three teachers because one teacher quit, and then about a month into school, another teacher came, and so it screwed up everybody's schedule for the first like couple months of school.
Darn.
Um, I ended up having four different teachers that year.
4. You know, that's how
Well,
many I had in economics this past year. 4.
no. Well, the thing was, I was only meant to have two, or maybe three. I don't remember, but I ended up having four because it was they wanted us to since it was fifth grade. Excuse me. They wanted to have us rotate our classes so that it would be a bit more like middle school, so that they could prep us for it. Um,
Yeah, that's what we did with math in 4th and 5th grade, except I never left.
yeah.
I just stayed in the same room.
Hmm. And yeah, so they did that with us. We had one teacher that taught science, and since I said like one of the teachers had left, it was one teacher that taught science and history, and then I had a specific teacher that taught English and math. And
Yeah.
then after they finally found another person to hire, who's actually a completely like that's a whole nother story because she was kind of
Oh
insane,
boy.
but um then they divided all four main subjects by those two teachers, and I ended up having two teachers. But in total, I had four teachers.
Man. So like you really like you had the full experience.
I
The
did.
whole
I did.
craziness in 5th grade.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's kind of goofy, quirky.
I was always all around the school too, because I swear they always made us pack our instruments in the weirdest places. They really had since I played cello, um, they since it's like a bigger instrument, of course, they had to pack it in like specific spots. And since it was my own cello from home, um, like I basically had to put it in like the cleaning closet with the bass and the cellos went in the cleaning closet basically
Huh.
upstairs. So whenever in our practice area was downstairs in the cafeteria, so whenever we had orchestra, we had to walk all the way upstairs, grab the big instruments, and like lift them down the stairs.
Oh, so yours was a two floor elementary school.
It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had a 1 floor.
Hmm. I don't think I've ever. No, that's not true. I have been in your school, but I've never been around the school. I've just been in the school when I played in the orchestra in middle school that one time.
Oh, yeah, I remember you guys went for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, recruiting.
Yeah. Um yeah, I mean like were you in like the gym area kind of?
Yeah, we were just in the gym.
Yeah. I went with the certain person mentioned earlier,
Mm-hmm.
as you might have seen on my Instagram,
Yes.
when I went for the carnival. Um like the school was so much smaller than I remember.
I know. I just thought about that too. My school, when I walked in, um, I actually went with the same person that we were talking about now.
Yeah.
They were there too, but um, oh my gosh, I, it's so small. I just walk in and I feel like I'm just in like a dollhouse. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I bet the teachers feel like real cramped in there.
I know.
Like as nostalgic as it is, I don't like it.
It just makes me feel uneasy.
I feel like kind of claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It's so
I would
small.
I would really like to be able to take a tour of my elementary school. Sounds very
Yeah.
fun, though.
I think like this whole school talk has been interesting, but I think we might have to cut it short here.
Yeah.
Because like we've been rambling on way too long about school, and we've just been rambling on way too long in general.
And honestly, I feel like we can have a whole entire
We
just
can have a
one episode on
whole
school.
episode. I think we should have someone on when we have that discussion to get maximum like school experience.
Everybody has school stories.
Yeah, like there's nobody who goes through life without school stories because you're in like your like at least in America you're legally required school for like 13 years.
Yeah.
And then that's
Hey, I
not
mean,
even mentioning college.
hey, we're like us talking about now. We haven't even gotten to high school, and we're in high school. So
Yeah, like we're only on like elementary and a little bit of middle.
yeah, we
There
barely
is
touched on
so
middle.
much we could talk about.
Mhm.
But I think we cut it here. I think we cut the
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah. You know what? I have
Uh
one more thing to say.
yeah, go for it.
You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice?
Yes, Mason, a shrimp fried this rice.